So welcome back to this channel. If you are new here, my name is Belinda Strenard and here is Ballistic Gist. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload a video, you will be the first person to be notified. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for all the love and support. To those people that share my videos and leave commentaries and also educate you guys are the real MVP. Thank you so much for all the love and support. So lovelies, I came across this trending video on my For You page on TikTok, and I thought to share with you guys. We have a lot of people are actually reacted. I actually posted the first video on my page reacting to it, where this Elizabeth and the husband is making people to react. So lovelies, this is just a continuation kind of a part 2 of the first video that I posted previously, where the husband finally spoke and decided to call whatever Elizabeth was saying was all a lie. I'm just gonna roll the clip as well as some of the stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of the video. Alright lovelies, let's dive into it.
Okay, you guys, by now I'm sure a lot of people have seen what's going on between Elizabeth and her ex-husband. Elizabeth is the girl that was making a cake or making cupcakes, crying, saying essentially she's making her own cupcake so that her kids can celebrate her even though she's sad. Then her ex-husband went and exposed her, in which she also has an entire page called Inventing Elizabeth where he talks about her. He says that she faked cancer, owes child support, that he has full custody, and that she's a liar. Additionally, in those posts, he would share a link to a website that had more quote-unquote evidence against Elizabeth. He is now somewhat backtracking after she shared her side of the story, saying that he is not a Scientologist, he has no idea where that came from, and that he did not create the website. Now, I don't know if she's telling the truth or he's telling the truth, but originally when his video came out, a lot of people were seeing where he was coming from. Now, he is getting a lot of hate comments on his videos because people think he's actually the one in the wrong, and that he's tormenting Elizabeth. So just a gist of what Elizabeth is sharing, if you haven't seen, she's basically showing evidence of all the horrendous things he's doing to her, including a voice memo or a voicemail where he tells his daughter that Elizabeth wants nothing to do with them and that she's blocked them, in which she has shared that she loves her daughters, spends time with them, and that it's not true. Also, in other screenshots, you can see that he was inviting her to Disney and she declined. Also would blow up her phone and essentially manipulate everyone in her life. This is honestly very messy, and people are saying that he's really a horrible person, especially because he has dedicated a page to talking about her for multiple years. What do you guys think of this whole thing? He also named the page Inventing Elizabeth after Inventing Anna on Netflix.
So in the situation with these two, the crying mom with the cake and the ex-husband with the response, I see it a lot different than most of you guys all do. And I'm watching all the videos, and this is where I'm going with this. I worked in the police department for almost 27 years. The first part of my career, I was an undercover narcotics, and I did searches for the second part of that. That's why I'm always showing you guys different searches to do. The second part of my career, I ran a detective squad. I ran it for almost 10 years. I also did domestic violence. I was on 2 re-engineering teams for the NYPD. I have a lot of domestic violence training, and this is where I'm going with this. When this woman's account started, she started an account living her best life, drinking her Starbucks, making dinner for her kids, having all kinds of fun. She never mentioned her ex-husband. She doesn't mention him. She doesn't talk about him. She doesn't talk about his family. None of that. Never mentions any of that. He started his account called Reinventing Elizabeth. That's very suspect to me because he puts on a lot of evidence, but he never shows the whole thing. He just shows little snippets and little pieces. So her account is just based on her living her best life, and his account is based on destroying her. That's red flag number 1 right out of the gate. Red flag number 2, these are going to be seen by their children. So she's always posting like all these cute little videos with her and the kids just having fun. And again, he posts stuff that his children are going to see in the future. And his family and friends and their children's parents. Did you ever hear of King Solomon? I know they don't teach a lot of this in school anymore. King Solomon, there was 2 women that had a baby, and they both said the baby was theirs, and King Solomon couldn't figure out who the baby's mother. So King Solomon says, I'm going to cut the baby in half, and you can have half and you can have half. And the one mother said, yes, I cut that baby in half. I'm taking mine. That's my baby. This mother turned around and she said, no, please don't cut the baby in half. Please let the baby live. Let the baby be okay. And if that's how the baby has to live, I just want the baby to have love and just live. King Solomon knew that was the mom. I want you to look at this. This woman did not start coming out and defend herself, and she's still not attacking him. She's more defending herself till everybody and this man really went wild. His account started back in February of a couple of years ago. Through all of the videos he put up with her, she never ever came back. It wasn't until she did the crying on the cake video and people really started to attack her for lying. I don't know if she is. I really don't, and I actually don't think that she is. Because let me tell you, why is his whole thing is reinventing Elizabeth when she wasn't even attacking him. She wasn't even mentioning him. She's there drinking Starbucks. Oh, look at this berry Starbucks. It's delicious. Why is he so triggered like that? Triggered by that? That is something that malignant narcissists do. That is exactly something that they do. That is how they operate. And does she owe child support? Yeah, I believe she does, because you know what? I've seen it with my own eyes. I've been in situations. Courts can be manipulated. I have seen this so many times through what I do at work. I literally have seen this a lot more than I'd like to say. So no, I think he's a malignant narcissist. Based on the evidence that I've seen, I'd like to see it all to really get a better picture. But that's what I think's going on. And I think he probably had better resources in terms of money and attorneys, and that's how they manipulate the court system. But that's what I think. So before you cast judgment on people, I would be a little bit quick to step back from this one and kind of take a look at the whole picture, because this, it does not add up. And in my opinion, it does not add up in his favor. Not one drop. Not based on my experience. So, and I'm not taking a woman's opinion, because I'm telling you, I've seen this more often. It's the man that gets screwed by the woman. But in this case, I think the woman is getting, kind of getting the bad end of the stick from the guy. So I hope that helped. Take care. Be well. Bye-bye.
Ignore the screaming stuff in the background. My kid's playing a game. Why are people acting like because someone has a past that invalidates what they're saying they're experiencing now? I think her main point was that when she pictured being a mom, this wasn't how she pictured it. And we don't talk enough about it. On top of that, he came out the woodworks trying to shine her in this horrible light, and she was just posting something she experiences as a single mom. And I want to say something else about him bringing up these court papers and stuff. Do you know how often you go into child support court and it asks you about overnights and this, that, and the other, and situations are different when you go into court, and they can dramatically change in 30 days, 90 days, 6 months. The situation that it may have been when they went into court may not have been the situation it is now. And even if they had 50-50 custody, right? Being a single parent looks different for everybody. Some people would say being a single parent means that you get no help, no co-parenting, no nothing from the other parent. Some people would say co-parenting is, being a single parent is literally being able to co-parent, but you're just not together. So you're still a single parent doing the best you can for your kids, while your co-parent is being a single parent on their side, doing the best they can. Some people would say you could be a single parent in the same household with your partner, your spouse, whatever the case is, because you're carrying the brunt of the emotional, the physical, the financial needs, all of that of your children. Being a single parent looks different for everybody. And this woman came on here, made a video about something she, in that moment, was experiencing. And evidently, she was just having a bad moment on that day. And people twisted that. Her baby daddy came out of nowhere and twisted that into something that it wasn't meant to be. She didn't turn around and mention his name. She didn't throw nothing at him. She just said and posted a video about what she was experiencing in the moment. And I don't understand how that is then becomes a bash campaign. I don't understand that. The fact is, she's got videos of her kids, so it's not like he has his kids 100% of the time, because if that were the case, you wouldn't see her with her kids. Like, I don't understand it. People are acting like, I seen the mugshot, right? Why are y'all acting like y'all have never done something fucked up and you don't turn around and put that in a shoebox and hide that in the very back of your closet and hope nobody opens that box up? I got a mugshot. I shoplifted from Walmart. I didn't even get caught. The girl that was with me got caught. So then I turned myself in so she could go home to her kids. And I took a charge. She took a charge. She got a felony. I got a misdemeanor. I had to bond myself out. She didn't have a bond. There was no mercy shown for me. A bunch of mercy shown for her, and she fled the state. And I dealt with my charges. But does that make me less of a mother? Does that mean that I'm not a single mom? When it came to my older kids, absolutely I was a single mom. I got with my husband, and the first 6-7 years, that shit was rough as hell. And my husband would sit here and wouldn't even debate that I was still a single parent. There's no way he would debate that. But it looks different for everybody. And I just don't understand how this woman posting a video of how she's making herself a cake for her birthday and was crying because she was like, I'm having to make it for myself so my kids can be happy as they present me with a birthday cake. She's just pretty much saying that this wasn't how I pictured it. I pictured being married and having children and waking up to my husband making me a cake and flowers and a card and these picturesque moments that we see on Lifetime movies and in photos and music videos. That's what we picture as women. That's what we think it's going to be like. That's not how it is. But y'all turn this into a bash campaign. For what? But if your life was put on film and under a microscope, you all, I guarantee each one of us would want a little bit of grace, a little bit of understanding, and a little bit of room to feel whatever it is that we're feeling in the moment. And let's be real honest about something. Nobody knows the real story and the conversations and things that have been done behind closed doors, except for the two people that laid down and made that child or those children. Nobody. We know what's being posted online. A video that was made innocently about something someone was going through in a moment got blown out of proportion, became a smear campaign. And for every single woman, especially women that were in that comment section bashing this woman, should be ashamed of themselves. Because you can't say there wasn't one moment where you felt like this at some point or other. If you're a mother in your motherhood journey, you can't say that there wasn't one point that you felt like that. Now I'm gonna get off of here because we're under a tornado warning and there's a tree in my backyard. So let the dog back in. He's safe, I promise. My husband just likes messing with him. The raindrops are just as big as him. That was my point. That was my mini rant. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. That's all.
On here real quick and clear up a few things that has been obviously
Please tell me you've been down the rabbit hole with the inventing Elizabeth and the cupcake Elizabeth mom situation. This is absurd to me. First of all, he claims he's not a Scientologist, that he doesn't know how that got made up. He doesn't know about how the website was made, yet he comments on it, he has documents on it, he's vocal about it, but he didn't create it. And he's bashing this woman and finding any and all of her faults, blasting it everywhere, all over the place, for her kids one day to see. And he finds that acceptable. And she's over here defending herself like her kids are going to get taken away from her. She's in a situation where CPS is now involved. And this is entered into a whole different realm. All because she made cupcakes for herself for her birthday. I don't understand. And what's crazy is that, this guy's a doctor and makes money, and I don't understand. I get people's relationships, they mess up, and there's, bad, things that happen, but to go to this length, to go to this extent, to completely bash this woman, and degrade her in every which way. I mean, I could not imagine what this woman's going through. So Elizabeth, if you see this, like, DM me, like, you need a bestie, call me, I don't care. Like, this is absurd that this man is just out here doing any and everything that he can to make you feel less of a person because you've made some mistakes in life. Like, haven't we all made mistakes? Like, we all have done things in our past that we are not proud of. That doesn't mean we're held up to the highest level of, you know, punishment for the rest of our lives. She's a mother, for God's sake. And from reading both sides, like, it's so hard. Like, you know the story, you know, there's two sides to every story, and there's a third, which is the truth. I mean, it's hard to distinguish, like, everything that's going on, but this man is like, and he's all into speed. And I'm not trying to mess with that. Like, them people are crazy. Like, I don't mess with that. But I don't get it. I don't understand why this is brought to the internet. Like, this is stuff that's supposed to be kept off the internet. Like, your babies will see this one day. I could never imagine my kids watching stuff like this. I will never understand why people run to social media to solve their problems. It drives me nuts. But if you haven't, like, go look, go and check it out and tell me what you think.
It is time for another tea talk. I don't know if anybody is going to watch this. I just love talking about tea, and I want to talk about that lady who was crying on her birthday because she couldn't see her kids and she had to make her own cupcakes for her birthday. Everybody felt sorry for her until her husband came in, her ex-husband rather, and he had the receipts, honey. He said she does not have custody of these kids. I have custody of these kids. She does not even pay her child support. She's a terrible person. She scams people. She lied about having cancer. She comes back and says he's actually abusive. I only signed over custody of my kids because he promised he would leave me alone, and he won't leave me alone. I still get to see my kids sometimes, and he has restraining orders out on him, and also he's a Scientologist. And yes, that is relevant. I will explain. So now people are like, oh, who do we believe? What's going on? Here is my take. There's only so far we can go on this because both of these people are weird. The first person I thought was weird was the ex-husband. Yes, his receipts were impressive, and I thought that lady's bonkers. I still think she's probably bonkers. But there's a difference between being bonkers and weird. And I thought the ex-husband was weird. My first inkling was his username is the ex-wife's name. He named his page after the ex-wife, so he is dedicated. He's dedicated. He's dedicated to anything that has to do with her. And that's weird. It's weird to do that with your ex. So then I started feeling uncomfortable about the website he made about her, because it makes sense to make this website if she is scamming people so that you can help people not get scammed. But if she got in trouble for it and she served her time and it's over, why are you still paying for this website? It's just the combination of these two I found to be iffy. So then when the mom comes in and says that he has restraining orders out on him, I was like, yeah, that checks out. He is an unhinged, obsessive type of person. And I believe her when she says that he was abusive. And even if you look at some of her old videos, it really looks like she's a woman who came out of an abusive relationship. And then the Scientology piece. Scientology, I'm not saying this because it's a weird practice. I'm saying it because they have a policy that kind of checks in with what he's doing. It's called fair game. And what he's doing to Elizabeth is fair gaming. Fair game is a policy in Scientology that says that you can make somebody's life a living hell by any means possible, by any means, you know, if they are deemed to be somebody that the church does not like. So some pretty heinous things have occurred by Scientologists because of this fair game policy. They have since deleted the policy from their actual, like, whatever books, text, rule book. So I don't think they do things as severely as they used to. Like, they used to, like, literally unalive people. But they still do the fair gaming. You know, they just wanted to be able to say, no, we don't do that anymore, but they still do it. Send you harassing mails every day, slander your name in the press, try to prevent you from getting work and opportunities, send black cards to follow you so that you'll feel paranoid. They'll do anything to just make life very unpleasant for you. And a tactic that they always do is they make a website about the person they don't like. His website is so Scientology coded, it's not even funny. He even links back to the Church of Scientology. The thing about their slander websites is that they often lie on the website. You know that thing where you do like 2 truths and a lie? That's kind of their MO. I don't know what he's lying about. He may not be lying about anything, but some of his receipts could be lies. Some of his receipts are definitely true. It's just, you know, Right, so we know the ex-husband's weird, but now let's take a look at this mother. Because some of the stuff that she did, some of these fraudulent things and scams, girl, what you thinking? That you Ocean's 11? Like, what? But what is most weird to me is that she was willing to sign over custody of her kids. I mean, yeah, he was abusive. She wanted to be done with him. She wanted his harassment to stop. That makes sense. What doesn't make sense to me is you would sign over legal right to your kids because he verbally said he would leave you alone? I don't know. Again, I'm not saying either of these people are lying about anything. I don't know. I'm just saying there's probably more to the story than what either of them are letting on. Both of these people have serious issues. I'm sorry to their kids for being stuck in the middle of this. And I really hope this family can figure out a way to get it together. As far as we go, it's as simple as this. She posts that video. That video's not hurting anybody. She's just sad on her birthday. People are giving her well wishes. Her ex is petty and unhinged. He does not want to see people saying anything positive to her. He does not want to see her getting any kind of success. He's basically trying to cancel her, okay? And it makes him mad when he sees she's going viral for something cute and endearing and people are being sweet to her. So he tried to bring that to a close. He tried to dead that. Hell no, not on my watch. He said, not on my watch. He was being petty. She had a sad, cute little video. People liked it. He's mad people liked it. He's being petty. And we are all witnessing some juicy tea. And we've now realized, oh, this goes a little bit deeper than what we're qualified for. So this is where we as the audience need to take our leave.
Like, seriously, lovelies, there is some kind of people that will come into your life only to actually destroy it and make your life miserable or a living hell. So this Elizabeth of a woman with her ex-husband has been going around, and they have been going viral on TikTok and all over social media. And it happens that this woman, I think she actually divorced her husband, and she is trying to, move on, created her TikTok account, in the essence of moving on, sharing her life on social media, sharing her kids and how it is, the stories of, single mom and all of that. And anytime she does this, she never include her ex-husband. It's all about herself, her kids, and that is all. She shows most of her, lifestyles and all of that. And this thing, decided to provoke her husband. There are some guys that actually think that maybe when they leave you alone, you will become so miserable. You will become so miserable, alone, lonely, and running back to them. And when they say that you are actually moving on, or you are actually starting or picking up the pieces of your life, this, provokes them. This makes them to want to come back to your life to actually maybe destroy you, or make you suffer the more. Most of these people that exhibit this kind of character are narcissistical people. So this man decided that, oh, my wife is actually moving on. My wife is actually living her best life. She's even posting our kids. She's even, oh my goodness. Then he decided to create a TikTok account here. And his purpose for creating this account is to pull his ex-wife down. So make her suffer, I do not understand. You don't want to be in the life of this person, but you still want to be in the life of this person to only monitor the person. And if you see that this person is actually moving on without you, you become very angry, you become so agitated, you want to make sure that you want to destroy this person's life. So this man created this account, and he was just all over, exposing, bringing evidence. I do not even understand. I don't understand why some people will break up and refuse to move on. They will derive joy in destroying, their partner's life. So this man created this account, and his purpose is just to destroy his ex-wife's, reputation. And he began to put out things there about her, begin to so many things about her, why the ex-wife ignores him, and she was just all over doing whatever she's doing without still putting him on, including him in the picture. And I believe that this still makes him not to feel fulfilled of what he's doing. He was just looking for a way to get her attention. All upon when she now posted the video about baking a cupcake to actually, make her children to feel so okay, or make her children to feel, so good. Okay, mama is actually baking cake. Today's, this year's, mama's birthday celebration is a year of, you should know how it is as a stay at home, or even a single mother. Being a single mother alone is not luxury. It's not luxury. Sometimes you want your partner there. Sometimes there are so many things you cannot do alone. Sometimes you just need someone to assist you. Sometimes you'll be so depressed, you come out from the depression, you go back to this. I am, Halloween on this because I have someone very close to me that's going through the same thing. This is why as this actually got my attention. My friend, her own case is even, worse. She actually lost everything. She lost everything in the hand of marriage. Seriously. She has been with, she's someone that loves her career. She wants everything about career thing and all of that. In a situation whereby a particular person will just keep on, disturbing you about having a relationship with you. She actually met this guy in her workspace. One thing led to the other. This saved career woman decided to fall in love. When she fell in love, she got married to this man, and they started a family. And they were there's a situation whereby, okay, I'm going to leave my job. Why I continue, you're gonna leave your job. The husband keep on persuading her to leave her job in order for them to start up a family, pregnancy, having children and all of that. And if somebody someone that is a career, she was I still want to do this, but because of that, the man decided to like make her life, so miserable. The marriage was no longer, interesting, because this guy is all over her. Oh my God, you have to give me a child. I need a baby. And one thing led to the other. She succumbed to the pressure and decided to take it. After taking in, she gave birth to her baby, and this is how everything started. This young man was still doing his job, was still continuing with his pursuit of career and all of that. Why this woman quit everything? That's someone that is close to me. And before you know it, this guy, starts coming home late, skipping late nights. Sometimes he doesn't even come home. Sometimes he doesn't even keep money at home. This woman don't know what is happening in the life of her husband. And this is how all it's, began. And before you know it, he started cheating and all of that. And they ended up getting divorced. Seriously. And now she has nothing in her name. Her career is just on hold, and she just have to start off afresh. And now, with a child. This is just it. And when you have a narcissist as a partner, they will just look for every other means to like destroy you. Being a stay-at-home or, single mom is not a joke. And when you see them trying to move on, it takes someone that has a heart of a stone to actually disrupt these women. Anyway, lovelies, why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying, harassment, or whatsoever. We're just here for educational purposes. So please share this video, subscribe to this channel if you're here to do that, and I will see you, lovelies, when I upload the next one.